Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Discipline Therapy Podcast. I'm your host, DL Discipline, alongside me is Suey Sotomayor. Why do I sound like that?
Mhm.
All right, all right. Um, okay. We know y'all are fiends, and y'all know what that means. You're serving you your dose weekly of Discipline Therapy when everything is completely free. As we're on Patreon for a plethora of exclusive content for you to see, but what is free is judgment free, sucker free, censor free, sensitive free, and plenty of liberty. God and the ancient ancestors are great, and that means everything else is straight. So go grab your wine, popcorn, and my favorite roll of blunt, but make sure the children are in bed. Why? Because we have that soul food and vulgar conversation preparing your mind to be fed. Light one up, inhale life, and exhale strife. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, you were tuned in to the Discipline Debbie podcast.
We're
We're here.
here. Oh,
All right. So just brief, because we always do this every week. Um, we are on major listening platforms. iTunes, Spotify, Deezer, um,
Castbox.
Castbox, EL Disciplines books. All the links are in the description below. Amazon, Barnes and Nobles. To become a Patreon member, link below the video. In that we talk about various topics. I have my solo discipline therapy talks, also collaboration shows with Suhei, rape, domestic violence, sex trafficking, transgender, Palestine, Israel, Iran, government conspiracy theories, um, you name it, we talk about it.
Mm-hmm. He's
All
right
right.
though.
I do solo BDSM education content. Um, there had been some demonstrations with like rope tying and stuff. I'm not tying. Well, I was tying a woman. In that video. I'm also doing solo videos of utilization of the toys and preparation before foreplay. That's gonna be another one that I got coming up because that was a question at the master class. I want to make sure I do that. How do you prepare before foreplay? Do you go right into it? I'm gonna get into that. That's probably the next one coming, maybe this month or whatever it is, later this month, early next month. I'll figure it out. Um, and then that's pretty much it. All right, so we're gonna get into the topic today. Topic is season 18, episode 196. We're getting there. We're getting there. We're like few episodes left.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't know what it is. Do you think?
Oh, do you think a man getting involved with a female who is an OnlyFans producing adult and explicit content and a female getting with a simp is the same thing? If so, why?
Um, what do you think?
Um, do I think a man getting involved with a female and a female? Well, I think I'm kind of confused with the question, but I think that the man who's getting involved with the female who's in OnlyFans is a simp.
Do you think the man getting involved with a female who is on OnlyFans producing adult content and explicit content, and a female getting with a simp the same thing?
I
So
think
what
the
is it about
man,
that you don't understand?
well, because I think that the man in the getting involved with the female who's in OnlyFans is a simp.
Well, this is why we have it like this.
Oh, okay, good. 'Cause I was like, maybe I'm reading it wrong. And a female getting with a simp.
Don't you think they go together? Like masculine, feminine energy, polarity. Don't you think they go together? Like the simp is highly in his feminine,
Right.
right? The female doing OnlyFans is highly in her masculine. They're both out of their nature. Feminine is
Yes.
not usually, haha, look at me, turn around and boast and be that confident, right? Especially sexually.
Mm.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's not common for a feminine energy to do, divine feminine. So that woman that's doing that is highly in her masculine. Right? So that's what I'm talking about is polarity. Don't you feel like they go together? That's
I
why we
do.
put it like that. So what don't you understand? Cause
I just feel like
cause
the man that's getting involved with the female
it's a
OnlyFans
simp.
is a simp,
Yeah.
and that's what I'm gonna say.
So what do you think about it? Like, do you think it's the same thing?
As a
It is.
female, just getting with a simp.
So yeah.
Um,
So I think it's the same thing. But I want you to get your perspective out. I'm gonna tell you why I think it's the same
okay,
thing.
good.
But go ahead.
Oh, um, well, can you tell me why you think it's the same thing? Because I think
I
we're going to be on
think
the same
I
page.
think because it's easy for both.
Yeah.
So when a woman is with I believe a real man, and that's why I say I believe because
Mm-hmm.
nowadays it's too sensitive to say what a real man is, real woman. We got all transgender, non-binary stuff of that nature. We're just transitioning into a very sensitive world. A lot of people don't want to
Mm.
hear the truth. They get uncomfortable with having these type of conversations, but we have them here, right? You think it, we talk it.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing is, I believe that it's easy. When a woman gets with a real man who I might think is synonymous with a king, he's gonna make her step up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? If she's toxic. Now there's women that are well behaved, they come in and they don't need rules, they don't need accountability because they hold themselves accountable. One or two things they might do, that's a bad habit, blah blah blah, change that, whatever, follow this, whatever it is. She sees how her man is leading, she follows that. If he's a serious man, she becomes a serious woman. Um, so he's leading by example regardless. So even if he's not articulating, he's still making her step up because she wants to match that energy. There's no way he's a serious man who's straight laced and do all this stuff that's right and stuff of that nature. Maybe he has some badness with him, but he has principles. There's no way she's continually being a toxic, neurotic, just out of control woman
That's
because
true.
she's seeing that the man that she's with is not doing it, and women just naturally follow men, right? It's just in their DNA. They try to run away from it or, excuse me, fight it, but they end up doing it anyways, even subconsciously. So even that he's doing that's nonverbal, body language, stuff of that nature, how he moves his actions, man of his word, whatever, stands by his principles, strict in his discipline and stuff like that. She's witnessing those things.
Mm-hmm.
And it's inspiring respect. So she wants to follow that. She wants to mimic that. She wants to mirror that. She wants to have those same things because it's gonna feel weird for her to be in the dynamic if she don't. She
Mm-hmm.
gonna feel uncomfortable being here if she can't step up. So he's either gonna do it verbally or or just with cues and actions and stuff of that nature or her observation. The simp
Mm.
don't do that. He doesn't bring law, doesn't bring authority, nothing. He's actually following the woman. So the woman knows that in her mind. Salute.
Thank you.
That means it's true.
Yep, that's
The
true.
woman knows that in her mind, right? Um, and don't ever suppress like a sneeze. Like let it out.
No, that would have been
They say like
whoa.
your heart stops milliseconds or something like that. That's why people say bless you. So just let it out. Don't like be afraid or whatever. Anywhere you go, public and stuff of that nature. I digress.
It's only because of the micro. I didn't want to blow your eardrums
Hmm.
out. But thank you.
Makes sense. Um, so with the simp, he's not teaching her anything.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he's labeled as that.
Mm-hmm.
The woman is aware of that. I'll reiterate. So she knows that she can have her way here, be fun and stuff of that nature. The women that are toxic will go for them. The feminine women won't. It makes them uncomfortable. They know that survival instincts. My nervous system is up being around this simp.
Mm.
She may not articulate that, but she believes that in her mind. Simp, she doesn't say it not to not be rude, but she believes it. Simp, weakness, beta.
Right.
I'm feel uncomfortable here. The other woman thinks the same way, but she knows that she can have control there.
The woman that's on the OnlyFans?
Yeah.
Uh,
Or toxic, but yes, mainly we're OnlyFans we're talking about. She knows that she will still be able to have that content. She won't have to make sacrifices.
hmm.
Meanwhile, the irony is she's not really attracted to him because of her biological makeup. She's just with him to stroke her ego. Right? So
Probably
it's
also
not real.
to do the content without having to hear like a real guy talking shit, like, or telling her to stop.
Yeah, but you gotta understand. I'm just try to look more in depth, so not at the surface.
Right. No,
Try
I
to
know.
the woman that's already doing OnlyFans, right? If she could already reach that level, that means she's doing other things too. That would be like counterintuitive to her nature and piss off any guy, simp, whoever. The simp is pissed off, but he not gonna say nothing because there's qualities about her that he feels is in his mind valuable in what he maybe lacks in his life, lacks confidence in, or even desire. So it might be like the simp might be like a shy, quiet dude, right? Maybe we had an episode like nerdy, right? Whatever you think you're nerdy, right? He has these dark desires that he hides. So he doesn't look like he has a rough edge. No tats, stuff like that, follows the rules. He don't look like he got an edge, right? Barely curses, whatever it is. Or maybe he does. But he has dark desires that maybe the OnlyFans can tame. Maybe she a freak in bed. Maybe she does that so she knows how to like sexually dominate him. And he never had a woman do that. On top of she looks good, got body done, beauty, right? So that alone is like controlling the simp. You know what I'm saying? So that is always brings him back and keeps him in his place when he wants to say shit. When he says shit, he tries to avoid conflict. When he says shit, it's like, oh, she'll fight, and then he'll back down because he knows about, well, he's looking at the silver lining, but in a toxic way. He's looking at the silver lining of, oh, well, she bad. And bad, ladies and gentlemen, hood term for like good looking. Oh, she got a nice body. She really deep throats well. Pause. She's really pussy just immaculate. She dominates me like I'm not a dominator in bed. She dominates me. So that right there is control. We don't talk about it. We don't say it. It's present, but subconsciously it is. It's not a equal balance in the dynamic. Somebody has it and
That's
somebody
true.
doesn't.
Yep.
So there's a leader and a follower at all times. So she is aware of it, how he is, and the irony is she's with him for ego because she's not really attracted to him because of her makeup. She's out of her nature. She meets men like me, she gets turned on. Women who love a man look at someone like LL Cool J, pause, he could take his shirt off. She gonna be like, yo, my man is better. When she love a man and he's doing all the right things, especially doing it in that regard in the sexual environment, she don't see eyes for others. She's not gonna like put herself through that to even get aroused. She'll eradicate herself from the situation because she might even be thinking I'm visually cheating. The OnlyFans chick would, and I don't want to put me in this equation. It's just I'm the only guy here. She gonna be sexually, visually, maybe I'm stimulating her mind with my words and my voice is deep. So everything is connecting. It's not just, goddamn, he got big muscles and tattoos, but he talks through his nose. No, everything about him is arousing and stimulating. She gonna be aroused by this type of guy. And the reality is, like, you're gonna see the difference. That's what I mean. Like, it's easy. That's why. You're gonna look at someone like me and be like, I gotta do work there. I love to have fun with him, but he don't look like he gonna have fun. I gotta do work there. That's hard. The simp, I won't have to sacrifice. I don't gotta do shit. I can still dress how I want, talk shit, get shit faced drunk, and even if I get him into a fight, yo, my man will punch you. Yo, what happened? Why you put me into this? You and him was talking. Why you put me into this? And if he's the simp, he's gonna say that.
Yep. Or
So
apologize
so
for
he
her.
so he cannot have authority over her. So she gonna notice that too. Oh, he don't have authority over me when we go out, all that other stuff.
Mm.
So the reality is she knows it more than him. Because he's a simp, he's not in his divine. If he's not in his divine, he don't have intuition.
Mm.
So
You
he
just
can't
can't
even see
recognize.
what he's doing. He thinks it's love. He thinks it's love, but it's lust.
Yeah.
She knows everything. She knows the difference between love and lust. She knows that she got pretty privilege. She knows that she can manipulate, and she knows that she can control him. So it's easy.
Yeah.
Now we look at the man who is involved with the OnlyFans chick. Same thing, but reverse. Feminine women gonna make you work a little bit, especially for the pussy. Because she don't give it up on the first night. She gonna make you work a little bit without saying I'm gonna make you work a little bit.
Okay, I got it.
So the reality is like, there's gonna be certain things you gotta do with the feminine woman. Step up. Maybe she's not a provider by nature. Protect, teacher, leader, guider, because she's submissive. Good girl type. The OnlyFans chick clearly don't need that. Makes more money than fucking mechanics, real estate agents, entrepreneurs, doctors on the same level, probably. Especially if she's really well known and shit.
Yeah, that's true.
Off her content, making probably like 50K a month.
Jesus.
So she's gonna be like, nah, like it'll be good if you spawn me or whatever, but I got it. So I'm not really looking for a provider in that regard. She's not gonna make you step up. So the guy, it's a lot easier for like, it's almost like the body question situation. Like I don't ask a woman her body count. So it's almost like this, right? It's almost like a psychological tactic. If the woman got a high body count and you're aware of that, if in the man's mind he's gonna think she's easy, she'll be inclined to give it up tonight, and I'm horny. The woman who got the lower is like, I kind of want to avoid her because that means I'm gonna have to work.
Right, put more effort into
Put
it.
more effort. It's the same thing with this, just to make more people understand by adding more context. The man who goes after OnlyFans chick, already you are witnessing what she's doing, thinking in depth, even if he's not aware of it, consciously, subconsciously, thinking in depth. I wonder what she's done in the past. Let me ask her most craziest sexcapades. I know she got some, because you're seeing that already. So you're going to assume that there's a lot more behind it. You know what I'm saying? Like if you see like a criminal and they're like tell you a specific thing, like why they're a felon or whatever it is, whatever your definition of criminal is, right? You're going to be thinking, well, maybe you didn't just stop there.
Right, there's other stuff.
There's other shit that you did.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like the same thing I feel. I'm not saying this is like true, but I'm just telling you like maybe the human mind, especially for the man, he's looking at it in that regard. That's why sometimes the body count question, it's really like, it's a trap. It's a trap. But the guy that's asking is trying to see, is she a freak or not? Because he's not going to like, he is not really going to judge for the body count. He's looking to get off. He's looking to be next. So he's determining that based off her body count. So if it's really, really low, he might think in his mind, damn, I'm gonna have to do work here. I don't respect women. I think they're all hoes. In his mind, he may not articulate that. I'm not taking them out on dates. I'm not getting to know them. I'm not talking to them over the phone. I just want to hit. So if she got a lower body count, that means I got to do all the extra shit. I got to invest money and time and all that. She's not easy. I don't want to do that. Let me go to the OnlyFans. That's easy. I don't got to waste all that stuff. Money, energy, time, da-da-da-da. And she'd be more inclined to probably give it up. Maybe I gotta push out bread, but I know that's a definite giving it up.
Yeah, that's true.
You see what I'm saying? Versus the guy, I'm going out on this date with this girl. I'm thinking in my mind after this a nightcap. If I pay the whole thing, but I'm not sure. Let me go half, cause I don't know if she gonna give up the cheek. See, real men, first of all, they vet right before they gonna even choose to take you out. Oh, she worth my time and money. Then we're going to get back into it. So he's not even going to be thinking, yo, if I pay this dinner tonight, whatever it costs, 180, depending where y'all went, expensive Italian spot or Applebee's, Olive Garden, Cheesecake Factory, it don't matter, right? With the bill is, I'll pay all this bill. He's not going to be thinking in his mind, yeah, she owe me something after.
Right.
Like specifically sex.
That's how it should be.
You see, so yeah, you're saying what it should be, but it's not common.
No, it's not
so
common.
It's because it's very few. You know, so like, you know, that's why I think it is. I went on a long spill, but
no, but I'm happy that you did, because I knew that we were going to be on the same page. I agree with what you're saying, and I do. It's almost like they get with them. The easy part is the guy who gets with the female OnlyFans and the female that gets with the simp. It's easy for them because they're not being held accountable for anything. That's
both.
Both.
What would the man be held accountable for?
In the OnlyFans, the one that's getting with the OnlyFans. Just not like not telling her, like, I don't know.
Okay, so I'm gonna break it down for you. Most women are not holding men accountable.
I just have a hard time getting it out. I'm sure that I'm gonna be like, that's what I meant to say. Go.
So most women are not used to holding men accountable. They don't feel comfortable doing. They don't want to do it. We're talking like butch type women, heavy masculine. Okay, they're probably 1%.
I mean, but wouldn't we say that she's
I'm getting into it. I'm getting into it.
Okay.
So when you're saying who's gonna hold him accountable, it would only be a man. She's clearly not gonna be doing. She's gonna keep taking his money. Subscribe.
That. But him holding himself accountable, we're not giving her more money.
So what?
Like I guess.
No. So somebody has to hold him accountable. That's my point.
Or him himself.
He's not. He's a simp.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay. So the woman knows the man's gonna hold her accountable. So if she wants to keep her craziness and keep doing crazy shit, she's gonna get with a man that's not going to, that she don't see authority in. So she doesn't have to do better and step up. Okay? Now the man, he is actually remember, he's not in his divine masculine because he's a simp. So he's not that intuitive. I wouldn't say intelligent, because he could be intelligent, he could be a billionaire.
Right.
He's not intuitive. And intuition is a spiritual thing.
Okay.
So he's not in his spirit. He's not in his divine masculine. He's not intuitive to know that he's out of his nature. What he's actually doing is a dumb thing. It's a waste of time. You know, it's like very, very awkward and desperate. Damn, nigga, you can't get real girls. You can't. What? Okay, but even if you met her, but this is what it is. Like, you can't get real girls. You just get bimbos and shit. They're easy. I could get them too. Everybody, they're for everybody. So, like, you see what I'm saying? So you got to understand that the type of man that associates himself with types of women kind of determines that type of man's character.
No.
Too. Same thing with the woman. So in this regard of the man, nobody's holding him accountable. He can't even hold himself. He don't believe what he's doing is a fucked up thing.
I think that's what I was trying to get at.
You know, so
like, he doesn't have to hold himself accountable for his actions with what she does.
Yeah.
That's what I meant. Like you said, like a more masculine man would be like, you know, don't do that. I don't want you to do that anymore, or whatever he would tell her. Because he doesn't have to do that.
Because you have to understand, there's two things here. We said man getting involved with a woman who is on OnlyFans. So now they're in a relationship. He's not it's not a transactional. No. It is transactional, but it's not solely that.
Right, he's not like a customer.
Yeah, he's not a customer. So in this regard, like, they're together. One of the things that I say that he's off and he's not in his divine masculine, which is going to give him high levels of intuition. Him not being in his masculine, right? He means he's not diving into his nature. And in nature, as a man, you are territorial from what's yours. We're not just talking about women. Like, that's my car and that's my car. I don't give a fuck if I got two. You know what I'm saying? I talked about this. I said, oh, I know that we know that this friend of ours, he's a thief. Like, we know it. We love him and everything, or girl, or the girl. We love her. We love her, but we know that she's a thief, right? You bring her over your house, and there's two ways you could resolve this. One is like, yo, nigga or bitch, when I go upstairs, right, and you stay down here, keep clapping, cause I heard you steal. The moment I see you, I don't hear. The moment I don't hear you clapping, I know you up to no good. That's one way you could figure out, or you just take a chance that they're just gonna be loyal and not just get an itch and go back to their old ways. So let's say, for example, I got a fucking quarter on my counter, like my dresser, and I let them in my room. Yo, stay in here, use some clothes or whatever. Like, we kind of the same size, whatever. I'm going to the bathroom. Yo, they just pocket it. Me, I got a good eidetic memory. So I'm grabbing my keys, yo, let's go out, whether it's going to the club or whatever it is. And I'm just looking. One or two things could happen. I could see it gone and just retain the information and not confront them. And see if they're gonna tell me the truth. Because you see if they're really a friend. Or be really straight up and be like, well, I don't do that shit. And I don't do that shit for that psychological shit for too long. It's bothering me. I gotta say something. So right off the bat, yo, did you notice there was a quarter on my dresser? One or two things can happen. Nah, you sure? They lie. Then you know, and it's like, damn. Or they like, oh yeah, and then they are kind of loyal. They just, it's like an itch you gotta scratch. I really don't want to be bad, but it's like it's driving me. But I'm a good person. It's like that. So they're still kind of loyal because they ended up telling you the truth. So it's like, yeah, you're like, oh yeah, I took it. Yo, why, whatever. I mean, it was right there. It's a quarter, dude. Like, yeah, but that's my quarter. This is the point I'm getting to. It means nothing to some people or whatever, but the shit is mine. Like, it's in my house, bro. Like, it's mine. It's not yours. And you didn't ask permission for that. I can't trust you. That's crazy. So the point I'm getting to is men value and are territorial of what's theirs. Women, objects, whatever, assets, whatever it is, right? So if the simp is getting with the OnlyFans chick, and I'll call her a chick because she's not a woman and she's not a queen and she's not divine. There's different types of women out there, so you gotta address them how they, dress or you know what I'm saying, or whatever.
How they carry themselves.
So the OnlyFans chick, him getting with her, he's out of his nature because the nature of the man is territorial. I just broke it down. So if he's really, really into her, he would be like, yo, I have a problem with the OnlyFans. See, when we first got together, it wasn't nothing. Now we're something. I got a problem with that. You know? I'm gonna tell you a little story. You got anything to say?
No, I like stories. Go.
So I met this woman, and she's an artist. She does music videos and stuff, and I was thinking of bringing her on and collaborating and stuff with the pieces from the store and online,
cool.
online and physical and stuff. And I told her we could still do that. What ended up happening was we both were attracted to each other. And that's sometimes that you can't help that. It's just, you know what I'm saying? You're heterosexual, you're not gay, right? So we were both attracted to each other, and I was like, I want to set something up, take you out and stuff. Now, and get to know you and all that nature. She's light skinned. She's Haitian, actually.
Oh.
But Americanized. I'm born in America too, and so but she's really like modern. So I get her Instagram, and when I get her Instagram, I'm like, oh, she's not just a singer. Like, she's like actually living the part. So she dresses provocatively. She shoots with these rappers who look like street dudes. Um, it's mainly like rap and R&B
Okay.
that she performs. And when I go on her page and stuff like that, like I see like ass facing the camera, um thong, all that, vacation and all that.
Oh, I was gonna ask.
So music videos, one, vacation, and it's all of it. It's not just vacation. So when I went through her page, I said, "Listen," and like I'm bringing this story to light because a lot of men would not do this.
Okay.
Mind you, she ready to go, and use your imagination. What in that regard, operative word, she ready to go because at this point she know I'm a dominant.
Mm-hmm.
And she know what I could do because she seen my page and the poems and all that stuff. She's already like now did her research.
Okay.
She's amazed. Wow, right? She's gorgeous, nice body, very very beautiful face and stuff like that. Nice body. Now, um, now I go on and then I call her and I'm like, listen, I gotta be honest with you. Um, I would like to see where things go, but I have a problem with how you are outside of me.
Mm-hmm.
So, mind you, even though you're not my girl, when you're around me, you're very submissive. Shit, when I met her, she had on shades on. I met her at like a jewelry store.
Okay.
When I met her, she had on like not I'm sorry, not shades, eyeglasses.
Okay.
Like very like looks can be deceiving. Very
Ain't that the truth?
nice energy, very submissive, quiet, and stuff like that. Didn't talk loud. On her page, very, very masculine. And I told her that. I see two different things. And I know as an artist, you have to be how you
Right.
are.
Play the part.
But are you willing to give that up if we were to get into a relationship? Because I'm feeling you. In regards to sexually attracted to you. You do have a mind because we've had conversations. So I like your mind. And emotionally, I feel like you're present when you're around me.
Okay.
I like all of these things. Um, and I broke it down, and she's like, "Oh, how would you like your women to dress when they're going on vacation?" I'm like, a one piece is cool, like and shit like that. But I'm like, if you gonna be in a thong and stuff like that, like, why does it have to be online and your page is open?
Okay. Well,
So
she's
millions of people could see it don't mean that equates to a million likes.
right.
When your page is open, a million people could pass by your page and just scroll, steal ideas or whatever, but they ain't liking shit. So literally a million people can see you. Different states. You don't know how many Long
Different
Island.
countries, yeah.
Long Island and whatever. They see your face. So now she's like, this goes back to the women that are not in their divine.
Okay.
They can't even see my side like I could see your side. And when I broke it down, I know I'm getting off track. I'm going to get back on. When I broke it down, I told her, I respect your views. We just could agree to disagree. She got like a little loud and she was saying, you're the jealous type. You're insecure.
Oh. Wow.
So I didn't take offense to it. I just said, no. Let me keep going. Let me educate you more. See, I said jealousy is wanting something that I believe that's not yours. If you become mine, I'm territorial, operative word, protecting what's mine. Now, these may not be the right definitions, but I'm making them up. So
They're
if
your
if you
definitions.
my girl, I'll never be jealous of you. Niggas can look at you all day. You know what I'm saying? We go out in public and stuff like that. Dude looking at you or come up talk to you. First thing I'm gonna do is grab your ass and give you a kiss. He's running away quick. I don't need to step to him and whatever it is, I'm stepping to you because I'm in a relationship with you. But at the end of the day, he knows you're taken just by action. Gangster moves.
Indeed.
So now me, I'm not jealous. That gangster move was a showmanship of not just dominance, but territorialness. So the other guy already gets it, even if he's a simp. You know what I'm saying? In his mind. And then he walks away.
Yeah.
Oh, she's taken or whatever it is. Because he's looking at him as territorial. So that's how I broke it down for her. And she was like, I'ma ask Google. She asked Google and she was like, yo, I just sent you the definition of jealousy. And I was just like, yeah, this won't work. Like this gonna be the last time we have intimate
Oh,
conversations.
that's
But
too
as
bad.
far as business goes, I'm still open to that. Yo, she hasn't hit me up ever since.
Oh, that
So,
sucks. Come
but
on.
but I've seen her. I've seen her though, cause I went past by the jewelry store and I've seen her. Maybe the universe, right? And she actually walked up to me and gave me like, you know how you give a cheek kiss and
Mm-hmm.
hug. You know what I'm saying? So I'm kind of like, oh well, she ain't taking it personal,
That's good.
you
Hopefully, she
know.
could continue with the business part too.
And that's the thing too. Like sometimes when I talk to women, they might not like agree with it or whatever, but for some reason, like they end up like listening.
Mm.
And I think it's because a lot of bozos out there are just like telling women what they want to hear because like they just will keep a beautiful woman around for to boost their ego or they're trying to really scheme for the pussy.
Mm-hmm.
So they're actually talking to the fool in the woman. They're not talking to the queen in the woman.
You know what also might have happened with that? Like, sometimes girls need to be like, is it me? Am I wrong? And then they'll like be, they'll talk to their girlfriends or their sisters or whoever. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was talking to this guy and he said this about the way I dress, and they were like, what do you think about that? She might have had chicks that be like, yeah, he's right. Like, what if you're talking to him, or he might have had something else.
Now mind you, right?
It's the same.
I'm not going through the whole conversation. I'm just paraphrasing and
Right,
briefing
right.
because we got a topic to talk about. I don't got to tell stories all day, but I got stories all day for years. One thing I told her was I was like, listen, before I even say this, no disrespect, especially as like a black queen and stuff like that. You from my heritage as well. You know, I love my people. I
Mm-hmm.
said no disrespect, but that's one of the reasons why you're not in a relationship. Because I already got the information. I kept mental documentation of what you want. You
Mm.
want affection. You want a family one day. She just hit 30. You want a family one day. You want that traditional
She's a
lifestyle. But
baby.
what you're doing is not traditional. So eventually the brain is used to what it is, learned behavior, second nature. So can you really transition it into traditional next month if you meet the right guy? She was
She might.
silent. She was speechless. So when people are speechless, they're thinking.
Yeah.
So, like sometimes it takes a man like me to come out and do that because a lot of dudes that probably look like me are just actually part of the problem because they're boosting that activity for them to continue.
Exactly.
Well, if the 100 dudes said yes and you five are saying no, the 100 dudes are okay with it. But if all men stuck together, women would change what they're doing. They would change their behavior.
Yeah, but also they can see like the 100 that are okay with it are not. They don't have the same substance as the five that are not. Like you gotta, you know what I'm saying? See where the quality is in the man.
It's true, but these women are also vindictive enough and manipulative enough to understand because remember, they're toxic. They know both qualities in these types of men, even if it's 105. The 100 are all the same, the five are all the same. Five different races: Chinese, Middle Eastern, black, white, whatever, right? All like kind of similar character in the 100. So these are two types of men. Now, these women, well, I wouldn't call them women, females are onto that.
Mm.
They already know. So they know those five guys, I gotta step up there.
Hmm.
And I don't want to.
Mm.
Because look at the life I built.
Yeah. Yeah,
This
but if they're
this is
single,
a big ego thing for me. How can I break out of this? The man who's not jealous, which could be with the woman, what she said to me was, cause yo, when I said like business or whatever it is, and I ended things or whatever, how it could be, she kept texting, and one of the things she said was, I need I need a man by me that's strong, and that's gonna let his woman do whatever she wants because he trusts
mm,
that she gonna do the right thing, and I'm like, I didn't even answer. I was just
but
no,
what
no,
does
no,
that
no,
mean?
no, no,
Whatever
no,
she
no. I'm
wants.
lying. I'm lying. I did answer. I was like, I see where you're coming from. That's what I said. That's all I said. I see where you're coming from. But the reality of that, like I do see where she's coming from, but what she's saying is not logical. It's illogical. But I see where she's coming from. You know what I'm saying? But another person could see it as discipline. She's manipulating.
I
She's
would have asked
manipulating because
what
she
does that mean? Let his girl do whatever she wants. Like what does whatever she wants and what does that mean? You know what I'm
mm,
saying? Like is it do
yeah,
whatever
I
I
didn't
want
care.
in my business? No,
Yeah,
no, no,
I
I
know you
know.
would do, but I didn't care because the way I look at it, right? Why keep trying to debate or argue with people or even try to make people understand you that don't care about trying to understand you and what you're saying. So
That's true.
why like at this point my energy is valuable, right? So why would I keep going energy? Because if I do that, you know what's gonna happen? Let me see if you're gonna get it. If I reply, you know what's gonna happen next?
It's gonna go. She's gonna say something else.
Yeah. And now we gonna be talking for like 30 minutes and I could have been through text and I could have been doing something else for that 30 minutes.
That's true.
At this point it's like it's dead, right? Like the intimate part of it is dead. I already told you. If it could be business, whatever. So why are we still talking if it's not business?
That's true.
See, so reality is, girl, you was interested. So if you interested in the man and he worth it, maybe what he's saying you should consider to do and follow. 'Cause there ain't gonna be no middle ground. He's stubborn. You see?
Clearly.
So like that's just how I look at things or whatever in that regard. But I was just giving an example to
That was a
help
good
people.
example. I like your stories. You got good stories.
I feel like there's even females out there who are like it's gonna sound funny. Bootleg. Remember that word back in the day?
Yeah.
Bootleg, or replica, OnlyFans models, like fake,
That's
social
crazy.
media
You said
models.
bootleg.
Yeah, they're regular chicks, yo. They're regular chicks that have 9 to 5s that want to do that. Look what happened to the police officer females that was doing that.
Yeah,
They not gonna get fired, but they gonna look at you weird. You gonna go somewhere else. You gonna do desk work now or something. Other
I thought
places
she
that
did get fired.
I don't know
She
the whole
did.
story. I don't want to misspeak, but the flight attendant, you was gone. Like you
Yeah.
gone. But in law enforcement, it's gonna take a lot more to it. You'll get public shame.
Teacher.
You'll get public
Remember
shame.
the teacher also on OnlyFans? And there was a gymnast that was in like the US team and all that. She said, forget that shit. And she did an OnlyFans.
Yeah,
That's
so you
crazy.
you gotta understand that um you gotta understand that in that regard of what they're doing, they're regular chicks that have regular jobs,
Mm-hmm.
traditional jobs. So by them doing that, it's kind of like that illusion of the nightclub. Like in that moment for that night, you could be anything you want.
Mm-hmm.
The woman that has the female that has the ring, like yo, I left my husband at home with the kids. She's a different woman for that night only.
Mm.
She might even be open to have a one night stand because there could be more in depth of why she actually is out with
Out
her
there.
girls and not with her man, and the man is with the kids. Maybe they got
Mm-hmm.
into a fight, and
Mm-hmm.
that fight's gonna lead to her being on a path to revenge.
That's true.
So now she's vulnerable emotionally. So she could be looking at the next person, and then you add alcohol involved.
Mm-hmm.
So she could be
That's
looking to
bad.
be somebody different for the night. And it's just like that in what these chicks are doing with the OnlyFans chicks having regular jobs. Like, why you? Come on, bro. Like that's like the dude that's like you got a corporate job. You got a corporate job. You work in a boardroom. You these CEO. All these great things. You are straight lace, and now you're online like posting your money. You're online
Mm.
showing how many cars you got. You're online flashing guns. You know what I mean? Talking about, oh, this, that. I'm in the streets. I'm
Right.
still in the hood. I still go back to the hood. Look at these gang members I know. What are you doing?
Yeah.
That's like, what are you doing? You are setting yourself up for many things to occur. All the assets that you're showing, you're now putting you're putting yourself in the spotlight for the feds to come after you.
Yeah.
Oh, he just really gave us a free meal. And who fucking said there ain't no such thing as a free fucking meal? This is a free fucking meal right here. You know what I'm
And to
saying?
people that hate him, people who
Yes.
are envious.
So these people are just like they're engulfing in things that are not even them for the possible status that it can bring with it. They're not who they are when the cameras are off, when the cameras are on, with your boardroom, with your team, in your household. They're not all like that. Clearly they're different.
Right.
You know, so it's like the OnlyFans female, she's like lost. The simp, lost.
Mm.
You
But
know, so that's why they work.
I was about to
That's
say
why they
that.
work. You know, like the stripper and the drug dealer, the illegal street drug dealer, not like your pharmacist at CVS or Walgreens, but like the street pharmacist and the whatever. Like they kind of work the same hours, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Some first up, last to sleep. You know, and it's like they kind of vibe. They kind of
Right, they
go
mesh.
together. So in regards to this, how we place this is like coincide with each other. You know, so because you gotta understand, if they meet the opposite, something's changing, or they're running away to their comfort level, and that comfort level could be a person. You get that? So if I lost the audience, let me bring y'all back. So if if the OnlyFans woman meets a divine masculine, he's coming in and changing things. Maybe not even saying like, yo, I got these rules, boom, 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 women, this, that, my women do this and dress like this. Not even like that. But with just him saying indirectly how he holds himself and how and what type of women he's dated, that's gonna make her either want to step up or run away.
That's cool.
So that's why I mean, now with the simp doesn't get with the woman who is virtuous and has righteousness and believes her body is a temple and she's gonna share that with who she loves and cares about. She's not gonna like. She might even hold him accountable by being how he is. You know what I'm saying? Because they're not like they're not on the same level. So in a way, it pushes her to be in her masculine when she don't want to be. So that's her holding him accountable. I never had to hold a man accountable in my fucking life. And I gotta tell him what he's doing is just so dumb. And he's just whatever, like just lead. You know what I'm saying? So I think that if you meet the opposite, things change. But if you meet the same, it doesn't. So there's some weird shit inside that simp's mind and soul and tarnishedness and stuff like that, which why he gravitates towards the OnlyFans. There's something in him dark that needs to be fulfilled, and she fulfills that. He's afraid to bring that out into the public and stuff like that.
Yep, that's true.
You know, so pause. Even if I'm horny, my dick harder than a missile. Yo, if she not displaying respect to me and the relationship, she ain't getting this good dick. Because it's a pride thing. The moment you start putting your principles and your discipline over your emotions, you become more dominant and powerful, especially as a man, because that's one of the key tools that women can use to bring you down and influence you and set you up and bring you understand what I'm saying? So the reality is the man, when he can just elevate, he will change the woman because he's getting in his divine. And the only way he's going to be able to bring her through God is through him. So once she gets God in her, she changes everything about her. What she does, how she thinks, how she moves.
I agree with
So
that.
it can't happen like that with the woman doing that to the man. The woman that's in her divine, she ends up leaving because she got to be in her
Mm.
masculine too much. She don't thrive there. She not comfortable doing that. She ends up leaving to find where she's comfortable. It's an imbalance way
Mm-hmm.
for her.
Yep,
Like,
that's
why
true.
is he okay being that? He's way out of his nature. Why is he still doing that?
Mm.
Then she's like, I gotta go.
Makes
You
sense.
know? So the OnlyFans is like they're they know they're not attracted to that man that they're with, but they're with them for the obviously superficial, but a big gain for them. Could be financial gain. Like he has a lot of money,
Okay.
status. He's gonna compliment my status.
Mm.
It could be um it, it could be, I don't know. He really I really don't know what I'm just throwing darts in the dark. Cause it can't be he's good at sex.
No,
Guys that are good at sex are dominant.
maybe
Like
she's just like,
they are dominant. They're not immaculate at sex, and then they just simp outside of the bedroom.
maybe she knows he won't give me any trouble. Like if I want to go,
There
like
you go.
last minute girls trip,
There you
I'm
go.
going girls trip. He's not gonna give me any lip.
There you
I
go.
don't gotta worry about him.
There you go. Yeah, I believe that because I believe there's no way women just are born and they just like these simps. At some point, you was with a dominant man and it went left. He didn't know himself. Maybe
Mm.
it was abusive, and you thought that was masculinity. Makeup sex, breakup sex, makeup sex, breakup sex. You thought that you staying for the masculinity. You thought that's what it was. So now you're like, I'm gonna change how I want. Now I want control.
Mm.
So you know you're going after the simps. You know you're going after the betas because in your mind you want control. Because when you feel like you wasn't in those past, you got abused. You got heavy trust issues.
Yeah.
That's why these things are happening. And part of those trust issues are linked in with unhealed trauma. So
Exactly.
both of these, I was gonna say guys, both of these individuals, right? The major component, the common denominator here is like trauma. They both
Yes.
are in that heavy.
Yeah.
And
Unhealed.
they unhealed. They're not in their divine to be smart like spiritually. I don't want to
Mm-hmm.
say they're dumb because they could be book smart,
Yeah.
but they're not street smart. They're not spiritually intelligent. When you are spiritually intelligent, your intuition kicks in.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you just naturally this is
Know
wrong.
something. Yeah.
This is right. You know, because you're getting divine assistance. The good conscience, you know how in those movies there used to be the good conscience on the and then the devil.
Yeah.
The
The
good
angel, the
conscience
devil.
just punched the devil, so now you don't see the devil anymore. So now the good conscience is like, no, what are you doing? The guardian angel
Yeah.
type. So, you know, it's like they're both out of them. Like, who am I to tell people what to do? But being in these core energies, there's bad consequences. You gotta tell people that. I tell people that, like, at the end of the day, they're gonna make their own decisions,
Yep.
but there's gonna be a lot of bad consequences. Could be rape, could be death, man or the man and the woman.
Mm-hmm.
Individually, the man stressed out, the peace is disturbed. Like a person that wants to get with a chaotic person, not just a man, a woman that wants to get with a
Yeah.
chaotic man that disturbs her peace, a man that wants to get with a chaotic woman that disturbs their peace. They are emotional masochists. And I want to leave the masochist part for BDSM, but they're emotional masochists. In direct summary, they like to be abused. They like to be humiliated. They like to do it. Even if they think it's a wrong thing, it's subconscious.
Maybe they don't like it. They just don't know any better.
Yes, they like it.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
they like it because it's subconscious. That's what I just said, Sue. It's conscious. You know it's wrong. You don't like it. Subconscious, you keep doing it and you like it. Let me tell you something. I'm going to give you an example. She knows she should leave that guy. However, when they smoke weed and they get drunk, it shit leaving him is the last thing on my mind now because
Right.
now the
Sex.
horniness, I'll say that, it may make my own words, the horniness takes over logic, emotions take over logic. So now they engage, and then now it's like, the woman, I was never gonna leave you. Yeah.
Right, but it doesn't like she likes that part of the
No, no, no,
relationship. It doesn't
no.
mean that she likes being abused. But have you
So
ever been
we could agree.
abused?
We could agree to disagree. We could agree to disagree. This
I'm
goes
just
back.
saying.
This goes back to the friend that if I brought to my crib, like you keep doing that. He stole from you already. You keep bringing him around. You like to get fucked up. Yeah, y'all are cool now. He went out and bought you drinks. He healed the wound, didn't he? Bought you something. What you need? You grown ass man. You need another nigga shopping for you? Are you fruity? Are you fruity? You okay? So now that make you giddy? That make you giddy as a man? Also, he healed the wound. Forgive and forget, right? You can forgive, but don't forget. By now you forgetting, you like it. Because the man beat the shit out of you 5 times. 5 fucking times in 1 month. But every time y'all have makeup sex, shit go back to normal. Every time you tell your girls about it, you are the one to say, I'm leaving him. I gotta find a way out, girl. I'm leaving him. I'm not doing this anymore. Then what ends up happening? You call your girl the next day. Yo, what ends up happening? Well, he kind of like apologized. Like, like we made up. What? Made up? How? She's embarrassed to say. You see, so people like that. That's what the emotional masochist is all about. So I'm educating you. You can shake your head all you want. I'm educating you.
I'm just
You
saying.
got your opinion, and I got my opinion, and then there's facts. So I say emotional masochist. So what it is, it's a subconscious thing. It's subconscious. You like it. You like it. You complain about that job every fucking day, but you continue to show up. There's mad jobs. That ain't the only place that could pay you. You like that shit. You like going through it, whatever. You're in your comfort zone. You're scared to start all over and branch out and go to a different corporation and whatever. Like you comfortable. You good there, even though you hate it and talk shit about it. That's your pattern. You talk shit, then you're okay. That's you kind of doing your own therapy. You like the fucking place. You keep going back. See? Subconsciously, you like it. You like that dude. Or you like that girl. Yo, she dresses however she wants, bro. You let her dress however she wants. She gonna go out and keep doing it. Get shit-faced drunk. Get you guys in trouble. And do this. She violated mad times. She says she's sorry mad times. Oh, okay. So this time is gonna be better? Wait a minute. She said sorry 3 times before. So you think fourth time is the chance? Like 4 times? What do they say? Three times charm.
Mm-hmm.
They don't say anything about four. So he thinks 4 times is gonna be the solution.
The magic number.
Yeah, a woman like that is never gonna change because she don't got no discipline. Sometimes back in the day, and I don't agree with this, but sometimes back in the day, a dude would just slap a chick, put her in the pit real quick. What you think? And she would get right in there, just like when you slap your dog in the butt or something like that, or you doing that. Me, I don't believe in physical violence because that always turns into foreplay. I don't punish physically. That's not effective. Imagine you saying, "You violated. Come sit on my knee," and whenever slap that cheek, you're gonna count. Ready? Boom! And she's on the other side like, oh my God, I don't know if I'm supposed to feel bad about this or good, but this feels good. Let me not tell him it feels good. So now she keeps acting up to get the spanking. So sometimes back in the days, they would just keep a chick in check by just, doing that. And maybe that type of chick that's doing that with that simp deserves to be with a man that's probably gonna put hands on her for her to like fix it because she's not being held accountable in any regard. That's probably why it's happening still. The now the man who is divine coming in because we're talking about the simp that's with the OnlyFans chick or whatever it is, toxic. Now we're talking about the divine man that comes in with the toxic. Now this guy is not physically abusive. He displays like punishment through like emotion and discipline and teachings and lessons, right? And the thing is, that woman is clearly interested in that guy. If she if that guy stays stern in his practices, there's a slight chance she could change. I'm not saying that it's a high probability. There is a slight chance she could change. She would have to identify and she would have to be consistent about it. But the most important thing, the leader would have to be consistent. Because she's interested in him and he's doing these things, she might do it. And based off maybe pleasure he's providing. If he slips up in one regard, she will relapse. You believe that?
Yes.
And I'm gonna give you an example. If you didn't, um, if he's not a man of his word, that's just one example. Another one, if he don't carry himself right, like for example, he's telling her, "Well, don't be online like that or whatever," and meanwhile he's in hoochie daddy shorts and was like, "Oh, well, look at my dingaling and do and do all these things," and he's like. Boosting up the OnlyFans chicks. He's in their comments. He's liking those pictures and stuff like that. Those things, because maybe the woman might not say something to you, but she's keeping mental documentation. She's seeing this guy's inconsistent, so why do I need to be? You see? So it has to be like he has to be strict, that guy, in his principles and stubborn, and that's the only way that it's a slight chance it can happen. Now if he's still strict and stays consistent and she relapses, it will be over. Like she'll just run to what she knows. So there's no middle ground for that. But the reason that there is OnlyFans still, the reason that there is still these chaotic chicks out there, these toxic chicks, is because there's guys that are either, if they're single, encouraging that to continue, or I'm surprised if they're in a relationship, clearly with not a man, but in a relationship with a guy, and he continues to allow it. Like that's the worst thing. I swear to God, because I think that even if you think that woman is being the dominant one in there and has control, she is really yearning for his leadership. And he's just passive. It's pathetic. He's very, very passive. You know what I'm saying? And like when I see men that do this and I know about their relationship and they talk to me, I do shame them. Like I don't give them, like I shame women for what they do, but I'm harsher with men
For
because I
supporting it.
believe that it starts with them. I hold them more accountable. I'm more strict
Well, I've heard of
with them because I know for a fact that bad girl could change if you changed.
I agree, but I've also heard of like couples doing OnlyFans, or one of the person doing OnlyFans for, so that they can get paid off of it. I'm not agreeing with it. I'm just saying that that could be a reason why the simp is okay with it, because they're getting money from it. It's almost like pimping her,
Yes.
almost.
Yes. I like that you added that. I forgot about that. Because yeah, there are dudes that'll be like, wait a minute, how much money you making? There were actually couples that were doing funny skits on that shit.
Mm.
Like, wait a minute. OnlyFans is new. Like when OnlyFans came out, I saw a video on Instagram years ago. Wait a minute, no, you're not about to do this? Well, honey, look what I would be making a month. Well, shit. Do you need me to video record?
Yeah,
What else you need me to hold the light in the back? Let's get this
exactly.
money. Let's get
Yeah,
paid. So
funny.
yeah, even though that was a funny skit,
It's
I
true.
believe that that could be true. So
Yeah.
that's a good point that you added that in.
Hey, good for me.
Um, yeah. So this is it is what it is. Like I'm not gonna say it's bad. I'm not gonna say it's good. All I'm gonna say is there are bad consequences for being in these things. The men being the males being that, the women doing that. You know, even if the women are not actually doing that, they're the bootleg fan only fans ones.
That
The
cracks me
the
up.
the pseudo what is that
The fake
faking
one.
for social media models? Like they got regular jobs. Like wait a minute. So why do you
Do
post
it.
like that?
Yeah. Like
Are
unless
you
you're
looking to
getting
model?
money, unless you're making money where you can retire or
Are
buy
you
a
are you
house.
looking to model?
Yeah.
No, I'm just I thought it was a nice picture. Mm. So those are the ones that like are the worst. At least the OnlyFans person is making money. Um, they're producing content, whatever, even if it's adult content, they're working, like they're
That's their
utilizing
job, right?
their job, their body in whatever fashion to make that bread. I'm not saying it's good, but
Right.
it's still a hustle. And
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of like, what are you doing? Like you're regular.
Right.
It does, just because I'm saying this doesn't mean that I would subscribe to it,
Right.
literally and figuratively. Like I shamed that. You know, so I just, like, if you plan on just doing OnlyFans and just staying single forever, just having like meaningless relationships, never starting a family, especially if you're young, then keep doing that. But by all means, like, don't start to say you want to get married and start building all these things and want the nuclear family and whatnot and monogamy, operative word, monogamy, and think that the best are gonna be available. Because remember,
Mm.
women marry
Yeah.
who they can, not who they want. They have sex with who they want. Men kind of have sex with who they can. You see? Because we're
Mm.
in control of these things. Women are in control of giving access to sex and whether they want to bring another life on earth or not. And men
No,
are
not
in
anymore.
control of, well, yeah, but men are in control of relationship and commitment.
Mm-hmm.
So this is why ultimately it comes down to, well, we end up marrying who we want because women are just gonna keep getting younger and stuff. I could be 45,
Women
or
are gonna keep getting younger,
I
you
could
said?
I'm gonna keep going. I could be 45, I could be 39, then I meet a 25, I meet a 26, I meet a 27, I meet a 35. Oh, they're intuitive too. Boom, we connect. But the
Mm-hmm.
women in my age, nah, like you could have had me back then. Now you're looking for me now. I don't want you at that
I
because
want the young one.
you're still toxic in that regard. Like I can't really train. I can't coach you. Like I can't show you things
Mm.
like that. That's like a empty book waiting for me to write
Oh,
literary
nice.
content.
Like it.
So like it comes down to that, like, too. So they a lot of people don't tell them that. A lot of
That's
people don't
true.
tell them that. Do it now, but they don't help them, like, invest, in themselves in the future.
Yeah.
Because you gotta understand that your past is gonna matter eventually, especially for the woman. Like women care about men's future. Like what you got going on. Men care about women's past.
Oh,
So
interesting.
it's like, especially if that shit is current too. Like it's like this wasn't years ago. This wasn't when you were like a teenager and you're like, I did this when I was 11, had no choice. Now she's 32, 35. But from maybe 13 or 12 all the way to 35, she been straight, sober,
Oh, okay.
operative word when it pertains to that, because maybe that was an addiction. But we're talking about someone that, like, is you met them on doing OnlyFans. Currently, they're still doing that.
Mm.
And then on top of that, like, their chronicles is consistently with that.
Like they've been posting pictures like that before OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So it's like kind of hard to find a woman today, especially in America, that didn't do some crazy shit in the past. Maybe with a girl, she was trying to, like, be bi-curious, college, whatever it is. Maybe she's on her path now, like all straight and narrow, but it's very hard to find that they didn't do it. Some of them don't won't talk about it, but I could always see through action.
Hmm.
So
I mean,
I don't look for women who are experienced sexually. So that's one of them.
right.
You see, because remember, I dominate in that regard. So it's kind of like what most men would, goes back full circle. The simp getting with the OnlyFans, that could be one of the reasons they get giddy with that. Ooh, you're gonna suck my soul. I'm kind of like,
So,
no, I'm gonna suck your soul. You ever had a
Jesus
man that do that? A lot of them
Christ.
don't even eat, right? Like, you ever had a man that told you that? You ever had a man give you a gift in that regard? Where the part that you telling me thank you and thank you, God? You yelling for God. Don't yell for God, yell for discipline. God's busy right now. Don't say, oh God, oh God, oh God. No, yell for discipline. God's busy. Got other things to do. So I think in those fashions, like, most of the time you end up getting with those people for that regard. But if you meet those guys who are comfortable in that and they can really have sexual discipline, yo, I'm telling you, that woman will change.
Mm.
That, but he gotta have sexual discipline, because even if the woman has her clothes on, he could be thinking of her without it. And there's that pretty face is that puppy dog eyes. It's like, well, get him out of shit instead of you staying stern. Mm-mm. Listen, I treat all my female employees and male employees the same. Get the sweeping, and I just watch you. See, I
Let's
tend
just
for I
watch
tend
you.
to be a male chauvinist in my relationship. We clearly not in one. This is business. So I'm like, I would never let my girl do that, but take out the garbage and sweep and stuff like that, like mop. Well, no, she would be doing that, but like dishes and stuff like that, she's doing that. But I mean, like, manual labor in it, like pick that up, like go put that back, take out the garbage. It's
You
equality
think
here.
women
You're a
should
pretty
mop?
girl. Now in now
I
in
don't think so.
you don't think so?
Mop? I have to mop and my back be hurting. So I don't
So
think women should mop
so
at all.
women were doing all
Sweeping?
these things. Women were doing all these things back in the day. So
Mopping though? That's heavy.
yeah, Swiffer, whatever. They got shit nowadays. So
That ain't
when you look
mopping.
at it in that fashion, when a man can come in, and I taught young men this already. I'm gonna say it again. When men can come in and they can approach a woman and just like not even think of her pussy, not make that the first thing in your mind. When you can put that on the last thing of your mind and actually go in there and say, because I do this. This is how I train my mind. She might want to have a one night stand. Discipline, think. After sex, are you gonna like her after? If you could spend all day, remember when I said this in episode 12 finale? We brought Rebecca on.
Mm-hmm.
I said, if I could spend all day with her and she don't piss me off, okay, okay. See, because a man is falling in love with a woman's behavior, not the sex, not all that. He falls in love where he's loved the most, not where he's sexed the most.
Mm.
And women love men by turning their nurturing abilities up, getting in their divine feminine submissive. You see?
Mm-hmm.
So if they're incorporating that power, and then they can love the man, and then the man is softer with her. You see the power
Sure.
she got?
Yeah.
So in regards to that, like, you gotta understand that there's an imbalance here. Heavy when we look at this topic.
Mm.
So people aren't gonna get what they want. The simp's never gonna get what he wants because he just can't step up. And maybe that's why he goes to her, because that's his only options. And the OnlyFans is not really gonna get better. She thinks getting with the athlete. No, the athlete's the simp too. Don't get fooled because of his height and his money. The athlete is the simp too, because internal. So she
Mm.
might be thinking she got it. She got the alpha. She got the dominant guy. She got the
She
divine
got the top
masculine.
dog, yeah.
But she really still got the simp too, because he's willing to pay for it.
Mm-hmm.
He's willing to do that. He can't hold her accountable. He can't correct her. And when he corrects her and she gets an attitude, he allows that to occur. Not checks that as well.
Mm-hmm.
Have emotional regulation skills. Stop getting in your feelings when I check you. What I'm telling you is gonna save your life. So
Yeah.
let's start it again. Let's do it all over again. Role play. You see what I'm saying? He's doing that
Mm-hmm.
versus he's just, oh, okay, the sex is good. Best good looking body. A lot of people see it. I'll let it slide. It bothers me. It's not that bad. Yeah, it's really, really bad, but he simps.
Mm.
You need
Maybe he
so
doesn't want her to get angry.
yeah,
Still a
simp.
simp, yeah.
Yes.
Still a simp. I'm
Yeah.
just giving different perspective.
Yeah. So you gotta understand the woman will change when the man can arrange.
The
And
woman will change when the
when man
man
can
can
arrange.
arrange.
Yeah, and
What does that mean?
by him arranging, it's arranging himself, aligning all these things to compartmentalize and now putting certain things, because when a man comes in a woman's life, he's laying things down: law, discipline, accountability for the both of us. That's arranging.
Mm-hmm.
So the woman will change when the man arrange. But a lot of men don't know how to arrange. They don't know how to plan. They don't know how to be dominant. They don't know how to lead. They don't know how to set things for the future. Oh, this is where I see us. I don't like what that is doing. It's not me nitpicking and being narcissistic. This is actually helping you grow as well. You're benefiting from that.
Mm.
It's not just me telling you that because it's just benefiting me because you think I'm insecure. It's benefiting you. When you go out in public, you're gonna see the respect that you get. You with me. When I'm not by your side, you're gonna see how people, all right, because we're spirits in flesh.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna see what things open up for you because you're out of your nature. God and all of these things will be present. You're gonna see it. So when I kind of just could break it down on an educational aspect, that's where we got to go back to the fundamentals of the education. When the part of the man's leadership is education. So
Mm-hmm.
most of these simps are not really just sitting women down and teaching them shit, because that's granddaddy and daddy energy. That's what your grandfather and father would do. And they don't have that. They're not daddy. Those simps never get called daddy, poppy, and king. They get called baby. They get called like, oh, sweetheart,
Boo.
honey, boo boo, come here, my boo boo. Like you're their child or something. Like they don't get those dominant nicknames. It goes back full circle. She don't see you like that. She don't call you that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a lot of times these young dudes and these old dudes do it, but they just don't have the right leadership to follow, and they don't see the benefit of it. There's gonna be a lot of benefits when you're in your divine masculine. You're actually gonna get everything you want, and the women that you really want too. Most of these guys are with the women that they don't really want. The simp is with the onlyfans for lust. That there's no way that's really love. He's
Yeah.
he's like an idiot. He's fooling himself, like brainwashing himself to think that it's love. But if you have certain principles and values, like if somebody if a woman, if I'm intimate with a woman and it's romantic and she loves me, she would never disrespect me blatantly, constantly. She would never put her hands on me constantly. She would never violate my boundaries. If
Mm.
I say that I'm territorial and in a woman's body, especially if you're telling me that that's mine, that you're violating boundaries if you're not following that, she would respect.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, why would she violate that?
Yeah.
And why would I stay with her?
That's the bigger question.
So that's not love. Like, if I'm in my divine, my intuition's at a high level, I'm like, yo, that's not love. She clearly doesn't love me.
Mm.
Just walk away. Like she
Right.
should she should walk away. You know what I'm saying? Because she's not gonna conform. So she's like, the way she's showing me she's loving me is by being submissive, getting into what she was born to be, and incorporating nurturing, not the money she's spending on me. How I'm gonna see she's loving me is if she wants to iron my clothes, if she wants to cook me a meal, if she wants to support me emotionally or whatever it is in her regard. Because I'm just looking at men and women general love language. Individual love languages are there, but general love language of us, acts of service.
Mm.
So that's how I'm gonna tell. So if like Shorty is like disrespecting me, like calling me out my name during arguments, and no, you're not really a king, you a piece of shit, you ain't gonna bring women nothing to the table. Yeah, you might be good at sex, but that's all you're bringing. Da da da. Yo, then why are you here? Oh, you clearly showed me that you're here for the sex because that's the only thing you mentioned that was good. So everything else is bad. So why don't you go? Oh, you're not gonna go because the sex is good.
Mm.
So now she's like, if he's in his divine masculine, he's able to dissect and just call her out on this shit because he's doing a psychoanalysis. But
Mm.
if he's not, he just takes it. And he thinks it's love because she's gonna compensate in other ways to say sorry,
Like
cooking you
in the
something, or let me
bedroom.
suck your dick. Pause. But me, I'm looking at it like, no, you violated already.
Right.
There's no going back. That's how you really think. I gotta go. Because that's ultimate disrespect in somebody you're saying you love. So how are you able to engage with me in every regard if that's how you think of me.
That's a good
So
point.
now I'm gone because you're showing that's how you think. And it even I don't care if you were mad and that was a trigger. I don't care if you were drunk and that was a trigger. That's what you think. You know? So yeah, that's how I look at that. I think that um, I'm doing a lot of talking because I am passionate about this.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think you're a little bit more neutral, right?
I don't think. What do you mean neutral? In what sense? Like I side with or I'm okay with a guy being a simp.
Both, yeah.
Um, I don't think I'm neutral. I think I agree with a lot of things that you say, but I guess it's always different hearing like a man's
Yes.
perspective on
hmm
stuff. You know what I mean?
Because this is one thing I'm gonna do. This is perfect. I'm glad we I said this for you to say this, and then now you triggered a thought. So I'm gonna switch things up for our final thoughts. Because I don't think it's cool that the woman is telling the men how to be. That's like a violation. Even in like the mafia, they would never let women and children in what they do. They wouldn't even harm women and children. They had their own principles they followed. So they
Okay.
wouldn't even take orders from a woman. So what I'm gonna do for our final thoughts is I want you to talk to the young women, right? And however you want to do it, hold them accountable or whatever it is, talk to the young women about their future, whatever it is, what they're doing, and I'm gonna talk to the young men. That's gonna be our final thought.
I like that.
Because I was gonna ask you, what would you say if a male came up to you and he was in this circumstance? He was simping, and the woman was like crazy, toxic, and all that stuff. But I'm gonna leave that for me because if
Because I can't
yeah, and they would never listen to you, whether it's a
exactly.
coworker, whether it's a
My
family
son,
member, your son or
exactly.
whatever. They would probably yes you to death because out of respect or whatever. But in their mind,
Mm-hmm.
when is this conversation gonna be over?
Right. Because I would tell them
hmm
I wish I could, help you, but I don't know
Yeah,
what it is like to be
to
a
be a
man
man.
or to think like a
Yes.
man, you know what I mean?
So that's what I
So
want to do.
I like that. So for the young ladies out there who, you know, get with a simp because they feel it's, easier for them in the sense of, well, he's not going to hold me accountable for, my bad actions. You shouldn't need someone to hold you accountable. You should hold yourself accountable. And you should, holding yourself accountable doesn't mean that you're boring or you don't know how to have fun. It means that you are doing and saying what you said you were going to do and always following through with your word. Um and if you are getting with guys that just let you do whatever you want, then you need to like really dig deep and find out why that is. What are you running from? What are you not, what is it that you don't want to face, that you're trying not to hold yourself accountable? And I think that asking yourself questions on why that's the first thing that you have to do, is learn yourself and figure yourself out. And then maybe that way you'll be able to then ask yourself, why don't I hold myself accountable? Why do I want the easy way out? It's not an easy thing to do. It's a continuous thing that you have to always try to strive for. But in the end, it brings you closer to being a righteous person. And I think that somebody that, you know, has the morality in the right place.
Some people don't care about the stuff we're talking about. Righteousness, virtue, divine, masculine, divine, feminine. They don't care. Um, so I'm gonna lean away towards that. I'm gonna get into the consequences
Mm.
because people don't talk about the consequences. There's a good and bad to every route you take. So I'm saying that maybe it's easy for now, young males, um, and you can't see the future. But if you change, there's gonna be rewards for that, especially for yourself. Because I don't need to talk to all these guys to already know them. I know that all of them have maybe one or two things in common. They're either stressed, depressed, um, and and they're hiding it.
Mm,
So there's not a space for men to talk. There,
that's
there,
true.
there wasn't in the past, and when there is, it's demonetized or demonized and stuff. And especially to talk amongst us men, you know, there's not enough leaders as men to lead the next generation on the rights and the wrongs, teaching you to learn from my mistakes. Um, and respect, because there's not a lot of men in today's society that are respected,
Yeah.
because we're seeing what they're doing, so the young guys don't respect them, you know so there has to be a level of respect first, because that's what's going to lead to you trusting and then ultimately following
Mm-hmm.
what they're saying, doing, and stuff of that nature. So I would say for the young guys who are like simping and stuff like that, especially for these women, um you gotta work on you first. The moment you start making everything about women, you're gonna lose. Like, so you gotta find a purpose, because that's what really, really a man finds real happiness in first. Like, if I got all these women but I don't got a purpose, I don't know myself. I'm lost. I'm stressed. I'm depressed. But if I got a purpose and then I got all these women, the women are a bonus.
Mm-hmm.
But I will always go back to my purpose. And you gotta understand that God, um, God, people, money. And if I say that, my purpose is way over like that for like man or woman, that has to be like respected, because I'm always gonna go back to my purpose. So let's say, for example, my lifestyle is my purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Part of that, to educate the masses because they're lost. So I've probably been chosen by like one of the people that was chosen by the higher powers. And I meet a woman who's trying to make me give up that.
Mm.
I could simp and give it up, but it's gonna be an epic failure. So like I'm gonna just all roads lead home always. These guys that's been simping for so long, it's gonna be a little bit hard for them to adjust. This is why I talk about the consequences. It goes back full circle. The only way they're going to adjust is if they hit a really, really hard brick wall.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like they're hitting fucking they're hitting like wooden doors, right? They're hitting wooden doors. They're hitting like hurdles. They're not jumping over them. They're just running through them, and it hurts. But they have to fucking hit a brick wall, some shit that ain't gonna fucking move or
Mm.
budge, that fucking knocks them out, metaphorically, for them to be like, it's time for a change. Let me start listening to discipline, because I wasn't listening to him. He was just gibberish. Fuck that. I want to enjoy my 20s. Fuck that. I want to enjoy my 30s. Fuck that. I want to enjoy the rest of my teens before I am 20. A guy could be thinking.
Mm-hmm.
This happens to him, and now he comes to me. You see? So that's why I went back to the consequences. That's the only way they're going to listen to
Yeah,
us.
it's true.
They got to see it fail for themselves. And
They
it
gotta hit
will.
rock
They
bottom.
got to see it. That's the only way. That's usually how a lot of change happens.
Yep, that's exactly right.
You know what I'm saying? So I would always tell them to change. It's always going to be an epic failure. It might even happen like this. You get married, she takes you for all you got. You get married, your kids are fucked up, and you wanted masculine boys. but they don't see masculine in you, so they aren't.
Mm.
You see, it's an array of things that can happen. It might not even affect you, your kids, because you chose that woman or
Yeah,
female.
exactly.
So that legacy could be occurred. This is the stuff I'm telling them for them to take into account, for them to really consider and listen. I care for real. So they are the backbone to this world, built off
Mhm.
the backs of men. Everything we're using, structure and manufacturing. So it's like, you gotta understand that you just gotta go back into what you were born in. Gods and goddesses with amnesia. Just remember your power. Your power is not simp. That's why you're not even getting like powerful things or abundance or whatever. Because you're not
Mm.
in your power.
Mhm.
Moment you get in there, like you unlock portals and then now God is present and you get assistance. Now there's a lot of power. And then you unlock your power. Most of these guys don't even know themselves.
Yeah,
That's why they're simping. If they knew themselves, they wouldn't.
I
They
agree.
because a real man has a certain pride about him. There's no money or woman or sex or whatever it is, no amount, whatever, that would make me compromise my manhood. And that might sound real dumb to say.
I don't
Like,
think
you're
so.
dumb, bro. It
Mm-mm.
ain't nothing. Just do it one time. Not me. And
That's respectable.
real men think like this.
Mhm.
So if more men were like this, they are so influential around them, I swear to God, that even their boss will adjust to them and do what they're doing. Now you are in charge of your boss. That's crazy, right?
That's crazy.
Almost. You know, because they're even their boss are seeing, damn, this person's been like this since I met them. And
Yeah.
I know them for 5 years. I know them for 2 years. I know them for 10 years or whatever. They were always the same way.
Right. Consistency.
So it's that pride that man has to have for himself, and that's why I'm telling him to change. Because if they have that, that's good. And you know, like yes, with love, you gotta try to eradicate pride and ego. But when it comes to your nature and men and women, I say you should be proud of that. 100%. Like a woman shouldn't compromise her femininity for a man. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, you were tuned into one of the most raw, uncut, unapologetic, real, no holds barred, This One Debbie podcast. Peace.
Peace.